My name is Galen. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a yoga teacher, and I'm just so excited to be back here with all of you. It's so fun to see all your familiar faces again. So thanks for joining me, and it's really fun to do this in community. Let's go ahead and get started on our chair. So go ahead and take a seat. I'm just going to start my timer here on my phone. Sometimes time gets away from me, and so I just want to make sure that I keep my eye on that, okay? So go ahead and get started sitting in your chair. Yeah, just like that. Okay, and as best as you can, I'm going to move this a little bit. Feet should be touching the floor. So if your feet don't touch the floor, you might use a blanket or a pillow. Oh, here's Abby in the waiting room. I'm going to let her in. Where is she? Hi, Abby. Hey, Abby, we're just getting started in our chair, okay? So go ahead and take a seat in your chair. So happy you're here. Okay, feet on the floor, right? And if your feet don't touch the floor, you can prop them up with either yoga blocks, a pillow, or a blanket, okay? And from here, what I'd like you to do is see if you can place both hands at the lowest part of your belly, okay? And what we're gonna begin to do is called the three-part breathing. So what I'd like you to try your best to do is see if you can breathe into your low belly. So imagine that you could just breathe into your low belly. And as you begin to breathe a little bit deeper, you might feel the hands move a little bit. As you imagine, you could send your breath all the way down to your low belly. You might even imagine on the back side, so all the way down to your low back. Best you can, sitting up a little bit tall. Yeah. Breathing in and breathing out through your nose. Okay. Just into the low belly. So that's the part one. Okay. The next part, can you take your hands onto your rib cage? So it might be kind of on the side of the body. Can feel the bones of the ribs, right? Underneath some skin, right? And then can you really imagine that you could breathe just into the ribs? So you might begin to feel the ribs expand and widen as you inhale and kind of come closer in towards one another as you exhale. Yeah, so let's see if we can do that together, right? Best you can. Inhale and really expand through the rib cage. And exhale, allow the ribs to come closer in. Good, just like that. Now what I'd like you to do is place your hands on your chest. That feels okay. And I want you to imagine you could breathe just into your chest. So as you inhale into the chest expands, the hands rise. And as you exhale, the chest lowers and the hands lower. Okay, let's do that two more times. So breathe in into the hands, into the chest, maybe into the upper back. And exhale, release. One more time. Really nice, everybody. Take a big breath in, breathe into your chest. And exhale, release. Good. Okay, lower your hands down. So that was a three-part breath, right? The first part was low belly, if you remember. Second part was kind of mid-torso, the ribs and the lungs. And the third part was the heart space or the chest. So on our next couple rounds of breath, you can use your hands. What I'd like you to do is breathe into a third into the low belly, a third into the ribs, and a third into the chest. Okay, we'll try that together. So one hand on the low belly, inhale just a little bit into the low belly, a little bit into the ribs, and a little bit into the chest. And then exhale, release all that air out. Let's try that two more times. So inhale a little bit into the low belly, a little bit into the ribs, a little bit into the chest, fill up. Exhale, release. One more time, okay? Breathe into the low belly, into the ribs, into the chest, and exhale, release. Okay. Good. So as we continue to breathe throughout class, feeling as if you could breathe all the way into the low belly and all the way up into the chest so that we're allowing our entire upper body to fill up with fresh air with every inhale and to empty out with every exhale, okay? So continue to breathe and let's begin to add on a little bit of movement here. So release the hands down. And as you inhale, shrug the shoulders up by the ears. Yep. And as you exhale, just lower them down. Good. Couple more. Inhale, lift them up. Good. And exhale, drop them down. Good. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, lower them down. Really nice. One more time. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, lower them down. Okay, my friends, now let's find some shoulder circles. So rolling the shoulders. Yeah, and the hands can stay down, or if it's helpful to you, the hands can come out. Either way is fine. You might actually try them both out. Elbows can be bent or elbows can be straight, but let's see if we can warm up through the chest, through the back, through the shoulders. Yeah, just like that. And if you've only been going in one direction, can you challenge yourself and go in the opposite direction? So maybe the direction that feels a little bit weird or you're not quite as used to, but just inviting a little bit more movement into the neck, into the shoulders. Yeah, it looks really good. Okay, let's do one more and then just come back through center. Release those hands down. Good job. Okay, from here, what I'd like you to do is keep your head facing forward, but let's warm up the muscles of our eyes. So if you remember this from before, can you turn your eyes over to the right and just see what you see over there? And then turn your eyes forward towards me and then over to the left. See what you see over there, keeping your head forward. Gaze forward and then gaze over to the right. Gaze forward and then over to the left. Yeah, really nice. Let's do that one more time. So gaze forward and then over to the right, stretching out the muscles of the eyes. Gaze forward and then over to the left. Good. Now let's move our head. So move your head and look over to the right, right? You might notice that you can see a whole lot more when you're able to move your neck. Then turn and gaze forward and switch sides. So over to the left or just the opposite side, doesn't matter. And then come back through center and do that again. So over to the right, stretching out the neck a little bit, forward, and then over to the left. Yeah, really nice, everybody. Let's do that one more time. So gaze forward and to the right, gaze forward and to the left. Yeah, really good. Now come back through center. Can you keep your head forward and now lift your eyes up? So lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. Notice what you see up there, maybe some light fixtures, maybe paint. And then keep your head forward and turn the eyes down towards the floor, towards the legs, towards the feet. Good. Couple more. Lift the eyeballs up, upwards towards the sky, upwards towards the ceiling, and then gaze downwards towards the floor, towards your feet. Good. Now move your head. So lift the gaze and lift the chin, look up. And as you're ready, slowly back through center and gaze down, hugging the chin in towards the chest. Good. We'll do that a couple more times. So inhale, gaze upwards, open the front of the throat as you lift the chin. And then exhale, slowly gaze down towards the feet. Yeah, let's do that one more time. So lift the chin, lift the gaze as you inhale. And exhale, lower the chin, lower the gaze. Yeah, really nice. Slowly come back through center. One last little thing. Can you drop your right ear towards your right shoulder? Good. And if it feels okay, you might give yourself a little massage on the top of that left shoulder, kind of where the neck meets the shoulder with either hand. Yeah. Awesome. Just giving yourself a little bit of love, right? A little bit of self massage. Yeah, if you'd like to move the head around some more, you can. Good. Yeah, really nice, everybody. And then just once you feel ready, going over to the other side. So drop the opposite ear down and either hang out here. Maybe again, you give yourself that little self massage, really gentle, right? So always moving with care. with a sense of compassion. Yeah, so being really kind to the body. Yeah, really nice, everybody. Good. One more inhale like this. And one more exhale. Good. Let's come back up through center. Cool. Release your hands down. Let's begin to move a little bit more. So as you inhale, can you reach your arms all the way up? Exhale, slowly lower your hands down. Now let's see if we can do this together. So let's see if we can time this together with our classmates. Inhale, arms reach up. Exactly, just like that. And then exhale, hands come down. Good, Olivia. Good, Abby. Good, Michael. Let's keep going. Inhale, reach the arms up. Yes, Gabriel. Yes, Sophie. Yes, Vanessa. Exhale, hands down. Two more like that, okay? Yep. Inhale, lift the arms up, filling up with new energy, with new air. Good. Exhale, slowly lower down. One more time, and then we're going to add on some movement, okay? So inhale, arms lift up. Keep them lifted up, and then can you lower your right hand down, either towards the seat of your chair, maybe the leg of your chair, and then lift your left arm up and over. So you might feel a stretch from this left hip all the way through the left fingertips, feeling really rooted of butt to chair and feet to floor. One more inhale. One more exhale. Good. Now rise on up, arms sweep up. And then other side, left hand down to the seat of the chair, maybe the leg of the chair, right hand reaches up and over. Good. Side body stretch, just like that. So again, you might feel this little stretch from the right hip through the top fingers. One more inhale. One more exhale. So root down through the seat, through the feet, reach the arms up again. So really warming up the shoulders. Exhale. Let's find our open book posture. So elbows are up at shoulder height. Yeah. Imagine this as a book that's open. Okay. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, close your book. So can you bring your hands, maybe your elbows closer in towards one another? Yep. We're going to do that a couple more times. So inhale, we open our book. Yeah, nice broad open chest. Exactly. Exhale, close your book. Good. And again, let's see if we can time this with our classmates. So inhale to open. Yeah, so we really feel like we're doing this together. And then exhale to close. So lovely. Let's do two more. Inhale, open. Yes, good, Michael. Exhale to close. Yes, Sophie. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale to close. Really good. One more time, just open up. So find this open book and then reach for opposite shoulders and give yourself a hug. Give yourself a squeeze. Yeah, just like that, Vanessa. Maybe shrug the shoulders up if that feels okay. Yeah, good, Gabriel. And then from here, release one hand down towards the leg. Yeah, maybe add a little sort of sway from side to side if you like. And let's do another self massage. So, really gently, yep, with that opposite arm, just making your way all the way down the upper arm, the lower arm, maybe the shoulder. You might even go to the fingertips or the palm, right? The hand, if that feels good. Good. Knowing that there's no rush, we're just using this as a moment to give ourselves a little bit of love, right? Moving with compassion. And then as you're ready, just switch sides. So we can start all the way up at the neck or the shoulder, right? Eventually making our way down the upper arm towards the elbow. Yeah, down to the lower arm. Good, Michael. Maybe down to the hand, the fingertips. Yeah, so there's no right or wrong here. I love to see all the different variations that you're doing, the different pace that you're moving at. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. And then go ahead and just come back through center. Allow the hands to rest wherever it's comfortable. And let's check back in with the spine, right? Can we invite a little bit of energy to this feeling that we could sit up a little bit taller? Good. Yeah, really nice. From here, bring the hands onto the legs. You stay where you are. I'm just going to turn so you can see me from a different position. Let's find our cow pose. So lift the gaze up, open up through the chest. And then find your cat pose. Think hallowing cat, hollowing out the back, hugging the chin in towards the chest. Very nice. Inhale for cow pose. Seeing if we can do this with our breath. And then exhale, cat pose. Again, think hallowing cat, really arching through the back. Couple more like that. Inhale for your cow. I'm going to turn back to face towards you. I'm sticking with this same movement. Exhale for cat, tucking your tail, hugging the chin in towards your chest. Keep going. There's one more person in that I'm going to let in right now. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Welcome, welcome. Beautiful. Let's come back through center. Rise on up. Okay. So what have we done so far, right? We focused on the neck. We focused on the eyeballs, right? We focused on the shoulders, on the arms. Let's do a little bit more for the hands, and then we'll go on to the feet. I'm just going to mute you. Linda, I think that's you. Welcome, welcome. So from here, let's see. Let's make some soft fists with the hands. Nice and soft, and then just roll out through the wrists. So make circles, and kind of like our shoulder circles, right? These can be big, these can be small. You can move fast, yeah, fast like Gabriel, or you can move slow. You can kind of go in between all of them. Yeah, and if it kind of feels like there's an interesting part or like a sticky part that you want to hang out in, you can. But if you've only been going in one direction, see if you can challenge yourself and go in the opposite direction. Yeah, still sitting up nice and tall. Good. Okay, from here, let's flick our fingers. So if you remember the image that I like to use, that you've just washed your hands and there's no towel nearby, so you're trying to get all those little water droplets off. Yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah. See if you can go a little bit faster. Yeah, maybe a little bit faster. Good, and then release. Good job. Cool. How are we feeling so far? We feel okay? Awesome. Let's keep going. All right. So I feel like we've done quite a bit on the upper body. So now let's focus on the lower body a little bit. Okay. I want to make sure that you can see my feet. So I'm just going to move my camera a little bit. This is the same thing that we've done, and all of you are returning. So it should feel a little bit familiar. Hands can be on the legs, maybe on the seat of the chair. It doesn't really matter, whatever is comfortable. But can you lift the heel off the floor? So lift the heel, keep the toes down, and then lower the heel and switch sides. So lift the opposite heel and lower. And just keep going, alternating one foot and then the other. You might feel this up the back of the leg, the lower leg, right into the calf a little bit, or even to the front of the leg, the shin, right? You can keep doing this, alternating one or the other, or if you want, you can do both heels at the same time. So lifting both heels. Yeah, really nice, everybody. So just slowly warming up the feet, the ankles, the lower legs. Good. Then from here, come back through center. So feet plant. Same idea, but other direction. So keep the heel down, lift the toes. You might feel this more up the shin. Plant the foot and other side. Keep the heel down, lift the toes. Keep going. Alternating one and then the other. Yeah, so we're kind of like deconstructing the way in which we might walk, right? Really warming up all these little muscles. And you can keep doing it one at a time, or if you want, you can do it both feet at the same time. Yeah, really good. Cool. Okay, let's come back through center, plant your feet. And now what I want you to do is roll to the outer edges of the feet. As you do that, your knees might splay out a little bit. That's okay. And then roll to the inner arches of the feet so the inside and the knees might come a little bit closer together. You can always widen out your feet, but just keep going, right? Outer edges to inner arches. Okay, outer edges, inner arches. Good, couple more. So we open up to the outer edges and we close into the inner edges. Good, one more time. So we open up and then we come to the inner arches. Good. Okay. Come back to a place where your feet feel sturdy. Okay. Sit up nice and tall. See if you can scoop one knee off the floor. Sit up tall and roll out through that ankle. Yep. Best you can. Find a little engagement through the belly to support this, and then see if you can roll out your ankle in both directions. So if you're only going to the right, see if you can switch things up and go to the left. Good. Yeah, take one more big breath in like this. And as you exhale, gently lower the foot down. Good. Other side, right? Scoop up that knee, sit up tall, and give me some ankle rolls. There might be some pop, pop, pops of the ankle, the feet of the toes, moving in both directions, really warming up through the feet. Yeah, take one more big breath in. Really nice, everybody. And then exhale, lower down. Yeah, bring your hands on the opposite leg, scoop it up. This time, can you point the toes like a dancer? So point the toes down. And then exhale, can you flex the feet? So lift the toes up. Inhale to point the toes. Exhale to flex the foot. Exactly. One more round. Inhale, point. And exhale, flex. Good. Go ahead and lower it down. And then you guessed it. Let's do that on the other side. So lift the opposite foot up. Sit up tall. Breathe and point your toes. Breathe out, flex the foot towards the knee. Two more. Inhale to point. Yep, just like that. And exhale to flex. One more time. Inhale, point. And exhale, flex. Good job. Lower that foot down. Okay, let's add on. Scoop that foot up. See if you can really hug it in towards your chest. Are you able to cross your ankle over that left knee? If you look down, if you remember, yes, figure four, exactly, right? It kind of looks like the number four. Can you sit up nice and tall? Yeah, as if the crown of the head, as if your head could reach up higher towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in like this. And as you exhale, keep your long spine, begin to fold forward as long as that feels okay. If this feels like way, way too much, if you fold forward, just come back to being nice and tall. You might be feeling this kind of like where the butt meets the back, the low back or the inner thigh. We're looking for a sustainable stretch. And what does that mean? It means we're looking for a place where we can still breathe easily, right? Those 3-part breaths that we did at the beginning of class, there's no pain, right? Take one more inhale here. One more exhale here. Really lovely. If you're in that forward fold, just rise back on up. Use the support of your hands and step that foot down. Okay, good job. Let's try that on the other side. So scoop the opposite foot up, lift it up as high as you can, and then can you cross the ankle over the thigh? Yeah, remember we're in figure four, kind of looks like the number four. Sit up nice and tall. So imagine you could grow a little bit taller, breathe in. And as you breathe out, either stay upright or if it feels okay, begin to lean forward. And again, you can see it from this direction. So I start here and then I hinge forward, but I keep my spine really long as if it's kind of like a bow and arrow or like a broomstick or something, right? Something that's really long. One more inhale. One more exhale. Good. If you're in that fold, rise on up. Use the hands and plant the feet back on the floor. Okay, cool. Awesome. From here, let's heel toe our feet out so they're a little bit wider. Turn our heels in and our toes out. Then give me those open book arms. Do you remember what this is called? You're all muted, so it's not really fair to ask. Goddess pose. It's also called horse pose. Yeah, so really lift those elbows up so we can create this openness through the front of the chest. Yeah, take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Okay, from here, can you bring your right elbow, right forearm down and then reach that left arm up and over for a side body stretch? Yeah, can you really stretch out through that top arm? Yes, Olivia, good job. Yeah, really reach out through those fingertips as if you're reaching for something that's just a little bit out of reach. Yeah, good. Rise on up. Nice open chest. Give me those open book arms. Elbows are up. Good. Other side. Left elbow or forearm comes down and that right arm reaches up and over. Really stretch out through that right arm best you can. Right? You're reaching for something that's just a little bit out of reach. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Slowly, let's rise back on up. Come back to goddess pose. Good. Lift those elbows up. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, release the hands down. Heel toe the feet inwards towards one another. Again, finding a place that feels secure. And then reach your arms forward. Yep. Reach forward. Begin to hinge forward and then rise. Yeah, come to standing. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit because you no longer need to see so much of my feet. And let's do our balance series, okay? So if you at any time, if you're thirsty, grab a sip of water, but let's check out our balance a little bit. So you can do your balance with your chair, of course. If you have another piece of furniture or a wall nearby, that also can work great. Just kind of depends on what you have. But from here, let's see if we can find mountain pose. So mounting is standing really tall, really sturdy, right? If you imagine how a mountain would stand. Can you stand that way? Right? Let's begin to tap the legs. Tap the butt. Tap the belly. Right? So inviting in all the strength and then reach your arms up. This is mountain pose. Yeah. Cool. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Good, Abby. Really reach up through the fingertips as if you're reaching for something that's a little bit out of reach. One more inhale. And as you exhale, can you drop your right hand down and reach your left arm up and over for another side body stretch, similar to like we did seated, if you remember. Good, Olivia. Yeah, reach your arms up overhead, nice and strong, and the legs and the feet. Remember, mountain, sturdy, and then up and over, other side. Yeah, good, Sophie. Good, Vanessa. Yeah, let's come back up. Strong mountain, big breath in. Good. And then again, side body stretch up and over. Yes, good, Gabriel. Good, Michael. Inhale, arms come up. We'll do that one more time. Strong in the legs. Exhale, up and over. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up. And let's come back to that open book arm. So nice open chest. Yeah, elbows up to shoulder height. Yeah, take a big breath in. Exhale, release your hands down. Good job. So one or both hands on your chair. I know sometimes it's kind of hard to see, but my hand's on a chair right here. If you feel like you want more support, both hands can be touching the chair or the wall. I'm only doing one so that I can face you, okay? So from here, nice sturdy position, mountain legs. If you remember, nice and strong. This hand can come out for a little bit added support. Good. Beautiful. And from here, let's shift our weight into the left leg. Come up high up on the right toes. Good. And then can you hover the right foot off the floor? Can you lift the right knee up a little bit higher? Yeah, standing up nice and tall. So there's this feeling that you might be able to grow a couple more inches. Yeah. And then what would it be like to reach this top arm overhead? Maybe, or if both hands are on the chair, maybe to lift one finger off the chair. Yeah, that's called standing knee raise. It's not a super creative name, but it's very literal, right? Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Good job. Shake it out. Right? That was a lot of work on that standing leg. Shake it out as needed. Really nice job. All we're going to do, switch sides. So you can flip around or you can move your chair or have someone move your chair. We're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. So come to your strong mountain legs, right? Feet pressing into the floor. Let's do that. Tap, 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 tap of the legs, tap, tap of the butt. Tap, tap of the belly, right? So everything's engaged here, right? One or both hands on the chair. If only one hand is on the chair, the other hand might come out. Good. And then shift your weight into this right leg this time. Come up onto the toes of the left. So lift the left heel, either stay or maybe lift the left foot off the floor. Yeah, sitting up really tall, standing up really tall, as if you could grow a little bit taller, then maybe reach the left hand up, or maybe hover a hand or a finger off the chair. And if you're wobbly, that's okay. Just use it as an opportunity to try again. Good, Olivia. Yes, Gabriel, take one more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Shake it out. Good, shake it out. Cool. We're gonna switch sides again. So either flip your body around or flip your prop around. Okay, cool. Find a nice, sturdy, strong position for the legs. Let's tap it out. Legs, butt, belly, right? So that we can grow up taller. One or both hands on the chair. If one hand is on the chair, the other hand can come out for more support. Good. Can you shift your weight into the left leg? Hover the right heel. So come up onto the right toes. This time, can you open the knee out? This is tree pose. Either stay in tree pose, maybe lift the foot up. Maybe lift the foot up and bring it in towards the leg. Imagine you're a tree though, so it might be a really still day or it might be a really windy day, right? If you are curious, you might lift one hand off and just check out your balance. Yeah, look at all these different trees. You might imagine in your mind's eye your favorite type of tree and try and copy that, emulate that. Good. Yeah, really nice. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower, shake it out. Good job. Yeah, that was great. It's so cool to see the different types of trees. Same idea. Flip yourself around or flip your chair around. Let's do that on the other side, okay? So nice, strong stance. Again, remember a mountain. Your legs are like mountains, right? One or both hands on the chair. If only one hand's on the chair, the other hand can come out. Shift the weight into the right leg. Hover the left heel. And then open the left knee towards the left side. This is tree pose. Either stay or maybe lift the foot up. Maybe lift the foot up and bring the foot in. Maybe you're still, maybe you grow your branches, maybe your tree begins to flow in the wind or in a rainstorm. You might imagine your favorite type of tree. Yeah. And if you fall out of it, just take a moment and come back into it, right? We just take a moment and come back into it. Yeah. So building on creating all these muscles on the right side, working on our balance. One more inhale. Exhale, lower, shake it out. Good job. Should we give ourselves a round of applause? A little clap, clap, clap. Good. Okay. So from here, we don't need our chair anymore. So you can go ahead and put it, or not, at least not for now. We might come back to it. So you can put your chair off of your mat. Now would be a good time to get some water if you're thirsty and you have some water nearby. Right, kind of a transition period, okay? Wow, time goes by so fast, doesn't it? Okay, so from here, let's meet in all fours. So let's meet in our tabletop pose. So if you remember from our sessions before, the knees are underneath the hips and the hands can be a little bit more forward beyond the shoulders. You can try it with hands right under the shoulders. Sometimes, just in my experience, that can be a lot on people's wrists. So if that doesn't feel so good on your wrists, you can just walk the hands a little bit forward or even come down to the elbows. But let's come back to our cow cats. If you remember, we did them seated, so we'll do them from tabletop. So inhale for cow, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tail. And then exhale, cat. Think you're Halloween cat, so really arch your spine. Good. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Good. And Linda, if you're seated, you can do these from your chair. Inhale for cow and exhale for cat. Good. Let's do this one more time. So breathe in cow pose. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tail. Breathe out cat pose, round the back body. Beautiful. Come back through center, tabletop. From here, all I want you to do is slither down to the floor as best as you can. So imagine you're kind of like a snake and slither to the floor. The legs are long back behind you. So I want you to really think about, if you can, right, tapping the legs, but doing what we do when we tap the legs. So allowing the muscles to really fire up. So fire up the butt, right, fire up the legs, right? Hands are by your shoulders, forehead can come down, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, can you hover your chest and your head off the floor just a little bit? This is called cobra, and cobra is a type of snake. And then slowly lower down. Yeah, forehead down, inhale to prepare. And then exhale, lift your chest up. I know this is one of your favorite poses, Abby. Gotta throw it in for you. Lower back down. Keep the legs nice and strong. Squeeze the butt. Lift the heart. Cobra pose. So this is a really good one for strengthening the back. Good. Lower down. Beautiful. Let's take a rest. Crocodile pose. So either hand on top of hand, maybe forearm on top of forearm, but make a little pillow for the head. So something like this. And the intention here is that this is a resting shape. So relax the legs, right? Maybe shimmy the legs a little bit from side to side, or even bend the knees and sway the ankles, but just take a rest here, right? Because cobra pose can be quite a bit of work, and so can balancing on one leg. So just giving ourselves this opportunity to rest and to feel the support of the floor. Maybe to come back to our 3-part breath. So this idea that we could breathe in a third into the low belly, a third into the ribs, a third into the chest to fill up, and then to exhale, releasing out all that air. Yeah, really lovely. As you feel ready, I'd like you to rise up through the chest and come into what's called Sphinx pose. So the elbows are down this time, right? And elbows are a little bit forward beyond the shoulders. The hands can be planted, the fingers can be interlaced, the palms can be on top of one another. It doesn't really matter. But elbows are a little bit forward beyond shoulders. So it's kind of like a variation on cobra pose, right? So it's still a back bend here. Yeah, good. Then gazing forward, maybe thinking about reaching the head up a little bit higher. One more inhale. One more exhale. Beautiful. And then let's come back to that crocodile pose if you're not there already. So resting the head down. From here, what I'd like you to do is bend one knee and think about really hugging the foot in towards the butt. Now, either stay here or reach back with the hand and find a quad stretch. So hugging the heel in, stretching out the front of the leg. And if it's not accessible, the foot isn't accessible, that's okay. You can still do the work by squeezing the heel in, okay? One more inhale. Exhale, release, and let's try that on the other side. So bend the opposite knee. Really think about hugging the heel in towards your butt. Either stay or reach back for your hand with your hand for the foot if it's accessible, and hug the foot in towards the back. So we're looking for a quad stretch, which is the front of the hip. Good, Abby. Good, Olivia. Can't see anybody else, but I'm sure you're all doing a great job. Take one more in now. Good, Sophie. One more exhale, gently release. Okay, from here, let's do one last belly back bend. And these are for my requests to help with the back, okay? That's why we're spending a lot of time here. I want you to bring your arms alongside you, palms down, okay? So the arms are nice and long. Lower the forehead down, breathe in, squeeze the butt, get really strong through the legs. And as you breathe out, kind of like cobra, can you lift your chest off the floor? And then if you want, can you fly your hands and maybe fly your legs? So imagine that you could fly off of your yoga mat. As you do that, you might feel all the muscles in your body working. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Let's do that 2 more times. So lower to the floor, breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, lift the chest, stay here, maybe lift the legs, maybe lift the arms. So as if you could fly off of your mat. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Good. Let's do that one more time. So breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, fly off your mat, lift your chest, maybe your hands, maybe your back. Good. One more big breath in. Good job, Vanessa. Exhale, lower. Good job, my friends. Hands come by shoulders. Let's rise up through tabletop pose. So hands and knees, and let's find child's pose. I know this is a group favorite. So knees come out wide, right? Bend at your hips and drop the forehead down. Right? If the ground feels too far, you can kind of find like crocodile pose, make a pillow with the hands, or you can use your actual pillow. Linda, if you're near a chair, you can forward fold the chest over the thighs. Just taking a moment here to feel the support of the ground underneath us, maybe some opening through the low back, opening through the inner thighs, the hips. One more inhale. One more exhale. Beautiful. From here, just rise on up through tabletop pose. Let's just take a seat here. And here's another transition moment. So grab some water if you want. Grab your pillow if you don't have it already. And let's make our way onto our back. So if you remember, it's the same format as all of our other classes, right? We start in our chair, then we work to standing and balancing, spend a little bit of time on our mat, and then flip onto our backs for what's called restorative yoga, okay? All right. So from here, taking your pillow, go ahead and lower all the way down onto your back. Okay, so just make your way there. Doesn't have to be any sort of fancy way. See if once you get there, you can bend your knees and plant your feet. And then take that pillow or rolled up blanket, folded up blanket between the legs. Bring your arms out wide so they can either be your open book arms, right? If you remember, elbows up at shoulder height, or arms can be more straight. And then find a twist. So allow the legs to fall over to one side. And if it feels okay in your body, gaze in the opposite direction of your knees. If that feels like too much on the neck, just really simply gaze wherever feels okay on the neck. It's called supine twist. Supine just means on your back. So twisting on your back. And as we're sort of cooling down, slowing things down, you might come back to our 3-part breath that we practiced today. So breathing in a little bit into the low belly, a little bit into the ribs, and a little bit into the chest, and then breathing out, releasing all that air out. Remember that your eyes can be opened or closed here. See if you can relax any tension that maybe has crept up in your face or in your mouth, your jaw, your shoulders. Allowing one side of your body to really open up here in this twist. You might Feel this in the legs, in the belly, in the back, in the chest, in the neck, the shoulders. All right, lots of kind of moving parts on this one. You're welcome to stay here on this side if this feels especially comfortable or you feel like you just got settled. But if you'd like to make your way over to the other side, go ahead and move through center, knees point up, pillow stays between the legs, and then make your way over to the other side, legs fall to the opposite direction, and maybe gaze in the opposite direction. For your twist on your back. Letting the breath be long and easy. Really feeling the support of the ground underneath you, the pillow between the legs. Remembering that your eyes can be open or your eyes can be closed here. Just a couple more moments to really feel the support of the mat and the floor underneath you. And if you like where you are and you'd like to stay there, if you just feel settled or you just simply feel nice and comfortable, you're welcome to stay. If you feel ready to move on, slowly come back through center. Plant your feet, knees are high. From here, you can remove your pillow if you have it and just place it somewhere off of your mat. And from here, see if you can allow the feet to widen out a little bit and the knees to knock in, so the knees to touch. And the hands can rest on the body or the hands can rest alongside you. This pose is called constructive rest. So you're welcome to stay here. Sometimes this can create a little bit of ease in the low back. If you'd prefer to straighten through your legs and come into what's called corpse pose, you're welcome to. If you try that and it doesn't work, you might come back to constructive rest. I know some of you have told me in the past that ending on your back doesn't feel comfortable. So if that's the case for you, something you might try would be reaching one arm overhead and then rolling onto that side, finding your seedling posture. So just laying on your back or laying on your side, excuse me. Another nice alternative that might feel good and might bring some ease to the low back would be that crocodile pose. So flipping onto the belly and either using your pillow or using your hands as a pillow and lowering the forehead down. If you were comfortable in your chair and you'd like to end seated in your chair, you can do that as well. So just staying wherever you are, I'd like you to just find a place that feels comfortable. A place that feels nice and sustainable, a place where you feel like you can relax a little bit. Remembering that your eyes can be opened or closed. And seeing if you can bring your attention to the parts of the body that are touching the floor and really feeling that support of the floor underneath you, knowing that it's always there. Giving your body that permission that it doesn't need to work so hard because we're all so close to the ground and it's there to support us. If it feels helpful to you, you might once again come back to those 3-part breaths. Breathing in and out through your nose. Filling up a little bit into the low belly, a little bit into the ribs, a little bit into the chest. And as you exhale, allowing all that air to empty out. Pausing in the beginning again, a little into the low belly, a little bit into the ribs, a little bit into the chest, and then exhaling it all out. If focusing on the breath isn't helpful, isn't bringing a sense of ease, don't worry about it. You can simply have your attention on the parts of the body that are touching the floor. And as best as you can, allowing the body to relax, if even only it's a teeny tiny bit. Embracing the support of the ground. And whether or not you're choosing to control the breath, allowing the breath to feel really kind of free and fluid instead of forced or restricted. Maybe the gaze gets a little bit softer, the eyelids begin to close here. If that feels safe and comfortable. Now, if you haven't already, if you're on your back, begin to roll onto your side and find your seedling posture. So reaching one arm overhead and then rolling onto that side. Imagine you're a little seed under the soil, waiting for that perfect time until you have enough nutrients and light and water before, just like a little seedling, you begin to sprout up out of the soil and rise up, right? Poking your head out of the soil and rising on up. Let's find a seat either on the floor or in your chair. Doesn't matter which way. But begin to make your way to a seat if you haven't already. And we'll take a couple more moments just to finish our practice together, to close together. And then as a reminder, I'll hang out for a couple minutes. So if you ever have any questions or comments, anything that you want to share, you're welcome to share. Before we do that, let's see if we can sit up nice and tall. All right, so bringing a little bit, as if we could grow up taller, bringing a little bit of engagement through the spine, a little bit of engagement through the belly. Yeah, nice open chest. Beautiful. Yeah, let's come back to our open book arms to get the chest nice and open. Lift the elbows up. Yep, there it is. Full breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart. One on top of the other if that feels okay. Together as a group, let's take a big breath in. And a full breath out. Keep breathing here, feeling the rise and the fall of your chest as you breathe in and as you breathe out, remembering that your breath is your constant reminder that you're alive, that you're deserving to be here, to take up space. Thank you all so, so much. such an honor to spend this time with you. And I'm so happy to see all these familiar faces once again.